I should be an author, right? I mean, I'm so good with words. Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know, it could happen. Hey, this is my chance to do my top shelf news for the week. It's the top news in fantasy, science fiction, sometimes horror. Yeah, I've been telling you lately, it's been rough lately. I only got one video out last week, which is first time I've done just one video in a week in a long time, so I apologize for that, but here we are. Life's been crazy. I actually trimmed my beard, but I still need a haircut desperately, so here we are. Anyway, let's get into the news. First things first, the books. What's going on with the books? First, I gotta get into, this is just one of my favorite things that's going on at the moment. I keep talking about it. I can't stop talking about it, but this is Malazan artwork. It's directed. The art direction is by Patrick Leo, and there are multiple different artists involved in this, and it's just been amazing to see these things. So first of all, we've got some new artwork that's going into Gardens of the Moon. This is all getting published by The Broken Binding, and so this first one, Gardens of the Moon art by Randy Vargas, and you've got Animander Rake. It's one of the early scenes in the book, and it is just incredible. I love this art. I love the chains. Just that was one of the first things that just drew me, the chains. This is Dragnipur. This is the sword that Rake carries, and it brings a lot of baggage, to say the least. So just excellently done. And then also we got, because at first I was only going to talk about this one thing, and then we got more thanks to Patrick, again, the art director for this, and I just love what he's doing. Jeff Brown is the artist for Darujistan, the city of the glowing city, right? The blue city. It looks so cool. The details in it is just amazing. I literally, this is insane. Again, as far as I can tell, that's going to be for Gardens of the Moon. And I can't wait. It just looks so good. This is something fans have been clamoring for some time. I'm definitely considering it, but Empire of Silence, book 1 in the Sun Eater series by Christopher Rocchio. It's getting a hardcover. I don't know if it ever had a hardcover, and maybe Editing Bryce knows about that. I can look that up. But I just love, it's such a good book, and I love the attention it's getting right now, and I cannot express how exciting that is. So anyway, getting a hardcover release is excellent news, and I just hope it does well. All right, then I wanted to feature, this is the 6th book in the Seven Swords series by Anthony Ryan, The Road of Storms. Art by Didier Graffet, and I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, but I love the art on these. They look amazing. I believe their Subterranean Press is the publisher for these, and they're just kicking it out of the park. I've only heard good things about the series. I own a couple on audiobook. It helps you enjoy the art until they decide to change covers, and then they update that digitally, and then your phone just gets that update, and so you lose the art if you don't. So I hope they stick with it. I just love this art. It's a little bit of a frustration of mine, to say the least, if I haven't mentioned that. In traditional publishing news is kind of where I'm putting this all in. Discworld is getting another book. It's not like a fictional Discworld book, but it's more about the design, the art, the stories all together. It's called Designing Terry Pratchett's Discworld, and it sounds interesting. If you're a fan, I think you'll be totally for this. It does seem to get like this is getting a little bit like Lord of the Rings-ish. It's like every couple of years there's just, or every year maybe, I don't know, another one. And this is just, it's like, it just feels like it starts to milk things, and I don't know. Hopefully this is great. I just, my cynical self, I start to go, are we just milking things at this point? It's hard not to see that. But anyway, in self-published news, we got a couple of good items here. First of all, cover reveal was released not by me, but by, I believe it was Kay's Hidden Shelf, Riven Earth by Zamar Amr, and it looks cool. I've only heard good things about Zamar's writing, and this is a cool cover. I just had to feature it because I saw it and I was like, that's pretty cool. I should be an author, right? I mean, I'm so good with words. Anyway, then we've got both the winner of the self-publishing blog off number 9, and then the announcement of self-publishing blog off number 10, the 300 books have been picked. So first things first, number 9 got us a winner. We have a winner. It's Murder at Spindle Manor. and it looks cool. I mean, these are books, the books that win the self-publishing blog off. I'm going to stop saying the whole thing. SPFBO, the SPFBO. They've gotten, one at least has gotten traditionally published. You got Sword of Kaigen that's just done insanely well. And again, not that traditionally published is like the end-all be-all. I love this focus on independently published books. It's just like it just is needed. And I love Mark Lawrence for focusing on it and making the world aware that there's good ones out there. There's so many good ones out there, and that's the thing. I mean, really, I start looking not only at the finalists, but even before that stage, just, again, you just start reading the reviews, and you just start paying attention to these good books that are out there. Then number 10 just picked its 300 books, divided it out at an initial stage to the different judges, and apparently, so 300 books, like that's a lot of books. It was almost 600 just under 600 as far as I could tell, were submitted, which is just insane. They had to do kind of coin flip essentially to pick who's actually going to make it, because there gets to be a point of like, you can only do so much, and it's all free. Like, it's not like the judges are getting paid for this. They're doing it for free with their own free time. I think it's so cool. Philip Chase, fellow booktuber, as I can barely say, because he's a really great one. I just think that's so cool that he dedicates his time for that, and it's just such a good thing. As I understand, I think Murder at Spindle Manor was one of Philip Chase's books, so he picked a winner. Okay, I think that's cool. Then getting into the media news. First things first, I got to talk about this. Sad news. Bernard Hill, who played Theoden, played the captain of the Titanic, has just been in so many epic roles. Those are the two big ones that everybody keeps pointing to. But Theoden King, he passed away, and it's just sad news for the world. We've lost a great. He was just so epic in both changing. I mean, I loved him as a king because you really felt that in there. He questioned things. He wasn't just going to roll over for anyone, especially when he got back to himself. And I just love how he's played in this, and you respect him, and you see why Mary goes all in for him and is just, dedicated to him, and why he does that. Anyway, it all just fits so well. And so anyway, sad news, the world's lost a great. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, this is where I get frustrated and start ranting because we've got the announcement of 2 Lord of the Rings movies from Warner Brothers that are in the makes. One of them already has a title and a release year, which, close as we can get. The Hunt for Gollum in 2026. The other one's to be decided. As far as I can tell, The Hunt for Gollum will be directed by Andy Serkis, who plays Gollum, and I assume would still play Gollum. I mean, it's mostly just in the voice, right? And then produced by Peter Jackson. The problem I have is the last couple things, like Peter Jackson really hasn't done much since the Hobbit movies. And it's been like Beatles and a World War I documentary. I haven't seen either of them. I heard good things about them. But the way that the Hobbit movies were milked just for clearly to just make lots of money off of 3 movies in the shortest book of all of the books, of the main books from Tolkien. It's hard to have faith in that. Now, maybe with our hopes being so lowered after Rings of Power, this will be a good thing, and it'll be good, and it'll get us back on track. It could be. I mean, Andy Serkis maybe being on, directing there, good things. I liked him in just about everything I've seen him in. I just can't help but my first instinct is this seems like we're going to milk this. And that's all we're doing with Lord of the Rings anymore. That's all we're doing mainly pretty much with anything, but especially Lord of the Rings. All right, then I had some good news here. This is from Graphic India and Neil Gaiman. It's an animation of Neil Gaiman's short story Cinnamon. I just think that's good news. That's my kids, I don't think will ever recover if they just think about Coraline. That scares them. But it was so well done. And as a kid's movie, watching it as an adult, it's so creative. It's so great. But I could see why it gave my kids nightmares. It's super creepy. It's So anyway, I feel bad. I did not realize it would do that. You know, it's Neil Gaiman, so he gets dark. He gets weird, and that's part of why I love him so much. So anyway, that's good news. Dark Matter. I wanted to talk about Dark Matter's show. It looks like it's getting pretty good reviews. So far, so good. I need to watch it. I took a break on Apple Plus or Apple TV Plus. Worst name ever. And I haven't even finished Ted Lasso season 3 because I kind of have been waiting for Severance to come back and then I'll go all in again. But the way that these streaming services, not that my one payment is going to help anything, but I try to do it in more of like a strategic way, I guess. You know, once I'm done with Netflix, which I don't think you can be done, but once I've given it a good go, then I'm going to switch over back to Apple TV Plus, and I was hoping that Severance would be sooner rather than later because I love that show, but that ending is just such a cliffhanger and had me just wanting more. So anyway, that's where things stand. Thank you so much for stopping by. As always, there are going to be some deals listed below, links in the comments. It is affiliate links, so I do get a little bit from Amazon, and it does help the channel. It goes into things like microphones and lighting and whatnot. I'm working on a logo. I've said that before, and I'm doing it, okay? And then we're gonna get there. But thank you so much. Thanks as always. I cannot thank you enough for stopping by, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.